Hi everyone, it's me, I'm Stephen, and I'm going to review some comic books. The first comic book I've got is Miss Marvel. We're at issue number 3 since the relaunch of it. I'm still enjoying it. The artwork I'm not too keen on compared to the person who did the artwork in the first volume in the first story arc. I preferred the artist on that, but it's still a good book. We got Cliff Chang on covers still, and it's going really well. It's the end of the first story arc because the kind of Miss Marvel stories are always short sometimes, but long. Others kind of a long kind of connecting story, but there's normally kind of just short story arcs, so this one's only 3 issues long, which is pretty cool, but it's kind of the same kind of stuff that we've seen from a Miss Marvel comic for the whole run now. I'm still enjoying it. I don't really want to spoil what happens in it because things happen. Issue 2 is a great issue with kind of a shock ending, and this kind of was a great conclusion of that. Next I've got Silver Surfer number 1 from Dan Slott and Michael Allred. It's the same creative team that were on it the last volume. It's a really good issue. Still got that kind of Doctor Who vibe, it's all about Silver Surfer travelling around the Dawn and getting into adventures. Apparently in this volume they're going to spend more time on Earth, which is pretty cool. So they go back to, in this issue, it's not really I'll spoil a few things in it. In this issue they go back to Earth and see Dawn's family again. Some aliens kind of setting things up for things to come. I think the alien kind of, well, not really villains, but the kind of people taking, well, not evil, but they do something kind of trying to save the Earth, but they think they're saving the Earth, but the Surfer kind of intervenes, kind of something to do with pop culture. So there's a lot of pop culture references in this issue, even a Doctor Who one, Harry Potter's in there. It's a really fun issue. I think Silver Surfer doesn't really take itself too seriously, but sometimes it does have serious kind of messages in it. It's one of the funner Marvel books out there, and the artwork's clean, colouring's great. Michael Allred kind of suits this kind of book because he can draw anything he wants, including, monkeys in space and stuff, and it fits because it's just a crazy ass book. So I really enjoyed that issue 1 of that. Next we've got Nowhere Men, issue number 7. I can't remember the last time we had an issue of Nowhere Men. The trade's been out for years now. Eric Stevenson, who writes it, is he's the publisher. He's the publisher at Image Comics. So he has a very important and busy job. But I've been asking Eric Stevenson at conventions or whenever I've seen him, when am I getting the continuation of the story, and now it's here this week. It's a new artist, Dave Taylor, on it, but everyone else that was on the book's kind of the same. The colorist's the same, everything's kind of the same. It's continuation straight from issue 6, so straight after volume 1, so you don't really need to worry about remembering any of the characters. But the problem for me is because it's been so long since an issue of Nowhere Men. I had to go back, read volume 1, get all my issues out, read 1 to 6 again, and then read this issue just because I couldn't remember what the hell had happened in the previous story arc. So now all the characters have now kind of got powers from the virus that was from the first story arc, and basically in this issue we just discover how they're learning to use their powers, control the powers, what they do, what they're going to do with going forward. And at the end we get a character that we've not seen for a while kind of come back into the game. The cool thing is as well, to kind of keep you caught up, is it tells you who it's got on the back of the issue, it's got kind of like a key thing where it tells you who everyone's name is and how they're connected. So it tells you who was on the satellite station from the previous arc, who are like the main characters, and how they're all connected to each other. It tells you if they're dead, missing, hospitalised, or if they've had a transformation or not, which is good because if you can't remember, it's all there on the back of the comic for you. Next we got Captain Marvel, kind of the biggish kind of Marvel launch this week for people that love Captain Marvel in the Carol Corps. This is what they've been waiting for. They've been waiting for another volume of Captain Marvel. It's here. It's not Kelly Sue DeConnick on it. It's two writers that write on Agent Carter, I think, and Chris Ienka is on art, who's one of my favourite artists. I normally just buy his covers if there's a really cool cover, or design covers if there's a really cool one I like. But it's this comic for me, after reading DeConnick's run from issue 1 to the very last issue and the Secret Wars stuff, I felt like this was very much a new direction, but for me personally it took me away from what I loved about Captain Marvel in the first place. It's very much pushing for kind of big. She's like this big kind of now in charge woman who, has to kind of protect the Earth using Alpha Flight. Now Alpha Flight was a team in Canada originally, but now Captain Marvel's using that name to kind of use it as like a space task force kind of thing to protect everyone. I just don't like where this is going in this just one issue. I liked how in the previous volume it was like Carol was very grounded. She had her own supporting cast and you could connect with everyone, and you just fell in love with all the characters and you felt a connection with them. In this issue, you have a few supporting characters. Rhodey's in there, Rocket Raccoon's in there. But to me, there was a lot of talking. There was a bit of action at the start, which was good, but then it was just a whole load of talking in the space station with Abigail Brand, Rocket, and then it was basically just an introduction to this new kind of Alpha Flight supporting cast, which was alright, but again, a lot of talking, and I'm looking at it now, and everyone's got the cool kind of Carol Corps kind of armour on now, and everyone's got matching uniforms, but I missed kind of the personal connection I had with all the Captain Marvel characters and the supporting cast. I don't know if I'll pick up issue 2, but I might give it another go, just for the artwork, but I'll see how it goes. I liked how Captain Marvel in the previous one was in space and she actually went off to different planets. This is kind of like, it might as well just be kind of the Sword kind of book. It should just be called Sword, because they're the people who protect in the satellite above Earth anyway. It just felt like she's just taken over and that's it now. I was quite a bit disappointed with it. Next we've got Batman, number 48. Batman is still my favourite. I'm still loving it. Scott Snyder's doing a great job on Batman. This issue in particular was great because we got from the big shocking ending of the last issue 47, he's been tying these threads up for so long now, and now it's been announced he's leaving the book to go over to Detective Comics, which is cool. I'll probably go over to Detective Comics and start reading Batman, or just follow Scott Snyder where he goes. Some people will think I'm crazy for doing that, but I just prefer his writing style and his stories, and I think he'll do a better job on Detective anyway, because it means he can do more kind of casey stories, which he's really good at, rather than big Batman events that seem to just go on forever. This is like part 8 now of the Mr. Bloom storyline. I'm still no closer to knowing who Mr. Bloom is. His motivations don't really seem quite... I don't think we've learned anything about his motivations so far. It's all been a case of he's really just been playing in the shadows, and Jim, who's Batman now, has been kind of just chasing him and catching him, and then he escapes and then does something to Jim's Batman suit half the time. That's what it seems to me. The cool thing at this was the ending. I liked it. It means we're kind of getting to the end of this big event now with Mr. Bloom. It's not been as good as Endgame, this one. A lot of people have not liked Jim Gordon as Batman. I think it's a cool idea. I've been enjoying him as Batman, but I am kind of ready for Bruce Wayne to come back, and I think I'm gonna get that after what happens in this issue, which is pretty cool. Next we've got I Hate Fairyland number 4 from Scotty Young. Still one of the coolest kind of Image comics that are out there. Anything from Scotty Young is really cool, and he does all the artwork in it, which is great to see for a change. He's not doing a lot of interior art, he's only really doing covers, especially at Marvel, so it's really nice to see him doing his own series of his own story, which is really cool. This issue is really, really good. It's just really a continuation of what's been going on, more death of Fairyland people, really, that's about it. We get more interaction now with the Queen, and you can kind of tell in this issue she's had enough of everything that's going on, which is really cool. And I think there's only one more issue of I Hate Fairyland. But by the end, I'm just flicking through now. By the end she's no real closer to getting the key to get out of Fairyland, which is cool, but we'll see. And then my pick of the week is Hellcat number 2, which is, it's just a really cool kind of different Marvel book, which I'm really enjoying. It feels real. You can connect with Patsy in a way, which is really cool. I've got issue 1 as well. I read that was really, really good. But basically in this issue she's still working her job in retail. She doesn't like it. She's kind of trying to start up this kind of agency for superheroes, which is really cool, but she needs to get the money and the support to do it, which is really cool. I like how it's kind of like personal relationships in this is really cool. You can connect with that. And I like how the villain is someone that she knew and grew up with, and is kind of making money off her by writing a novel, which is really cool. The artwork is really cool. I'll show you some of that. There's some really cool kind of artwork. It kind of reminds you of a Boom Studios book kind of artwork in a way, and the way the layouts are as well. Kind of reminds you of like Lumberjanes, Gem and the Holograms, something like that. I don't know if that's what Marvel were trying to cash in on this. Which is really cool. And then at the end we get the meeting of all the female superheroes on the front for a villain that I've not heard of before that was coming into it in the next issue, which I won't say because it's a spoiler, but I don't really know anything about this new villain. I've not heard of this villain before, but it's really cool. And that was my comics for this week. So I'd probably give Hellcat, I'd probably give it like a 4 out of 5. It's pretty good. It's a good series for 2 issues in now. It's one of the better new Marvel series I've read, which is cool. I hate Fairyland. I'd probably give a 3 out of 5. It's just more of the same stuff we've seen for the last I don't know how many issues. It's just the story in each issue kind of feels the same when you get to a certain point. It's kind of the same plot in each issue, kind of repeated. It's a cliffhanger in the first issue. Is she dead? Is she gonna fight a load of things? Next issue, you either don't see her fight the things and she's won, or she's presumed dead, but then you find out she's not dead in the next issue. It's kind of a lot of that back and forth in this. I think there's only 1 issue left to go, so we'll see. Batman, I'm gonna give a 3 out of 5. I'm getting a bit tired of the Mr. Bloom storyline now, and I think I'm ready for it to wrap up. Hopefully it should wrap up in about the next issue, because we've got issue 50 coming up, and that's kind of going to be a big issue, I think. Greg Capello is leaving the book, and we're getting Yannick I can never say his name, but we're getting a new artist on the book, because Greg Capello's going to do a book with Mark Millar over on the Millar World story. We don't know anything about it yet, we just know he's doing it. Captain Marvel, I'm probably going to give a 2 out of 5. Some people are going to love it. I'm not one of them people that are going to love it. I just missed I wanted more of the same, and I know it because it's a new creative team and everything, they're going in a different direction. I'm not happy with the new direction, so which is cool. I give it a go. If I don't like it, then I don't have to read it, do I? I can't complain about it any more than that. No, man, I'm going to give a steady 4 out of 5. It's one of my favourite Images books when it was going, and now it's back. Just hope we get more kind of actiony, kind of more story with it than this. I think this is just trying to remind us who everyone was in this issue. Silver Surfer, I am giving a 4 out of 5. Great issue, great jumping on point for new readers. If you've never read a Silver Surfer book before, you don't need to read the previous volume that Dan Slott and Michael already did, and it's a really good book. So it's up there with Hellcat for this week. It was really good. Miss Marvel, I'm going to give a 3 out of 5. End of the first story arc. Not digging the artwork as much, but the story is always steady, kind of cool, and it's more of the same Miss Marvel stuff I love. So thanks for watching, guys. That was my comic reviews. It's my first one, so bear with me. I'm still finding my bearings on it. Hopefully we'll keep getting comic review videos up every week, and I'll try and make improvements, listen to feedback, and I just want to do them because I enjoy doing them. I'm not here to make money or anything. So if you enjoyed the video, you can give it a like if you want, and thanks for watching, and bye bye. Recording. And then by the power of editing, I'll just go.